Hey everybody, this is my review of UFC 156, Aldo versus Edgar. Well guys, this was a tough one to watch. I thought it was going to be a blockbuster, but it ended up turning out to be kind of a dud. I thought that there was no way that this card could suck, and I was proven wrong. Everybody that I chose to win lost pretty much. Everybody that from previous experience in previous fights and on paper that I believe should have won, and I truly believed in my heart of hearts that they would have won, but they didn't. Due to whatever reason, it just was downhill for this fight, for these fights, for this card. I really just thought it was going to be something spectacular with all the big names that was on the card, but it just turned out not to be as great. Let's first start off with Ian McCall and Joseph Benavidez. This fight was a pretty much, I knew how it was going to end, and it ended like I thought it was. It was a unanimous decision by Joseph. Joseph ended winning there, and he was faster, more explosive, and just pretty much controlled the fight, and I won't say dominated per se, but he pretty much controlled the pace and did what he wanted to do to McCall. So I really don't want to see another title fight between Joseph and Demetrius Johnson. I really don't want to see that, but they're probably going to give it to us and shove it down our throats anyway. What I heard from the post-conference is Joseph said that he really didn't want another title shot. He would want to have someone have another fight and not a title shot, which is great. They really just need to pack the stables with some flyweights and find some exciting flyweights in there. Maybe someone from the division higher can drop down and be a challenge, like you see a lot of lightweights doing with featherweight. So that's that. But then we have next fight, which is Damien Maia versus John Finch. Now this fight was totally different what I thought. It was a funny thing because in this fight John Finch wanted to stand up. He was going on a whole exciting thing, trying to make exciting fights, but then he got John Finch. John Finch got out John Finch. You know what I mean? Like, how crazy is that? Damien Maia just was a backpack on John Finch. He did a crazy, awkward, wrong. He did, I don't know if you guys know, but when you go for a takedown, you especially when you're doing a single leg, you do it. It's a certain technique, the way that you do it. And Damien Maia was doing it completely wrong, as to kind of expect from a jiu-jitsu guy. But the wrong way was confusing John Finch, and that's the reason why he was continually getting taken down. And it's one of those things like, man, I thought you were supposed to do it this way. Oh, man, you're not supposed to do it this way, but it still works, But not only top of that, but he was just on top of him, controlled his back the whole entire time. He was punching him, but he was just landing, rabbit shots, just peppering him a little bit. But the whole time he just took him down, got his back, rolled him to try to get the rear naked choke. It seems like the whole 3 rounds was Damien Maia trying to get a rear naked choke. That's what the rounds consist of, and he won by a unanimous decision. What can you say? So John Finch goes back to the board. Now, what I think is going to happen is John Finch is going to say, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to go back out there and do what I do and forget what the fans say. I'm not going to go out there and try to bang with individuals and get taken down. I'm going to take individuals down and grind them. I just believe that's what's going to happen, because if he doesn't do that per se, if he doesn't have his wrestling per se, which is his base, is John Finch really, can he really compete at the UFC level that he wants to compete at that top 5 contender, range? I doubt he can. That's his strongest base, is his wrestling. If you take that away from him, He's really an average fighter in this big scheme of things. But Damien Maia moves up, and I would love to see him go, move up a little bit higher and fight somebody, I don't know, maybe he can fight like, I don't know who he can fight, but I just want to see him in some more exciting matches, and we'll move on from there. Now one of the most exciting fights during this whole night was the Antonio Silva versus Aleister Overeem fight. Now, this fight here, guys, you expected Aleister Overeem to come out and throw leg kicks and just his striking ability to really dominate the fight. And that's what I was really expecting. But like I said in my prediction videos, I didn't know how Aleister Overeem was going to do when he doesn't have drugs in his system, when he's not 14-1 and have 14 men in his body, when he's getting surprise drug tests where he can't take testosterone shots and steroid shots. How is he going to do? Now, to me, Aleister Overeem looked smaller in this match than he normally does, to be expected because he's not taking steroids. So he goes in here, he goes against Antonio Silva, who is a huge guy, and Aleister Overeem goes in there overconfident, holding his arms down, you're not going to hit me, blah, 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 I'm such a better striker, I'm a K1 champion and all this other stuff, and, really not showing the respect that he needs to show to a guy who's in the UFC for a reason. I mean, you have to show these guys respect. They're in the ring with you for a reason. They're just not there to be, it's not like you're fighting a guy in the XFC or something like that. This is a guy that's legitimately in the UFC and has beaten some big name guys. So you can't go in there with your arms down, not protecting yourself. And he went in there not doing that, and he got caught multiple times, got caught against the cage, and just got, he just got pummeled, destroyed. He probably took 3 to 4 unanswered shots, full blow, just clean shots on the chin. And he couldn't handle it, and he just crumbled. I mean, it was a nasty knockout. It really was. It was, and I've never seen Aleister Overeem. I don't think I've ever seen him knocked out. I mean, I think I've seen him submitted at one point, but I've never seen him just cleanly knocked out like that. And he just got pummeled, and that basically sends Aleister Overeem back to the bottom. It boosts up Antonio Silva. Now, I wouldn't want to see Antonio Silva go against. Cain Velasquez. I still think he was going to get destroyed. I really do, because, your striking may be good, but, Cain Velasquez is just going to take you down and pummel you anyway. He's not going to give you a chance to stand up and bang and all this or get caught. What a better fight would be? Would be JDS versus Antonio Silva, because we both know these guys are going to go to the ground. He wants to stand up. Antonio Silva wants to stand up. We all know how good JDS is. And I think JDS actually needs that as far as another fight, get himself going again, and then have that rematch against Cain Velasquez. So, I would love to see Antonio Silva versus JDS. What do you guys think? Then we have Nogueira versus Rashad Evans, which was a game of patty cake the whole entire time. Rashad Evans is going patty cake, trying to find his range, and he just get taken down. Whoever would have thought Nogueira would take down Rashad, and not only that, but Rashad got in a rhythm to where he was doing the patty cake thing. And Nogueira would know, okay, on the third one, I'm going to throw a jab. And he would just catch him with the jab, over and over and over again. And so, on that one, it was a unanimous decision. And, what can you say? I mean, that truly was that was his fault. I mean, he didn't even do anything. That's truly kind of like the worst I've ever seen Rashad do. It's like he went in there and I couldn't find my range, so I'm not going to throw a punch. You would think when you get to the third round and you lose, you just lost both rounds, that you just go for broke, but Rashad didn't, and and that just knocks him away because everybody was talking about him going against Anderson Silva. It depended on how he did on this match, but it just really shows that he's really in the space where he couldn't even be at least in my opinion, he couldn't even compete with Anderson Silva. Not only that, but the weight drop would really hurt him too. So what can you say? Then you have Jose Aldo versus Frankie Edgar. Now this fight was, what we all expected, and I actually picked this one right. I mean, Aldo went in there and did what he had to do, kept the pace. He kind of slowed down in the third, fourth, and fifth round because we all know Frankie Edgar's pace is just brutal. And Frankie Edgar kept his pace going to the point to where, like I said, Aldo got tired. I really didn't get why Aldo's team was telling him to save his kicks for last when I believe the pace would have slowed down extremely if Aldo would have been, in the beginning, start throwing those kicks. But in my view only, I believe that Aldo lost this fight. I mean, it was extremely close, so I can understand you have to really take it away from the champion and whatnot. So I in my opinion, I gave Aldo the first 2 rounds, and Frankie Edgar had the last. I think it was the 3rd and the 5th round. That 4th round, I wasn't sure who got that. I mean, it was kind of in the middle, but I still gave it to Frankie because I think he kept busy the most. So I gave it a little sliver. A little sliver to Frankie Edgar versus Aldo. But I mean, I understand you have to really take it to the champion to get the belt. But I don't think Frankie Edgar is going to. I wouldn't like to see a rematch between those two. I mean, it is what it is. He didn't win it now, so move on. I don't really see him going back down to lightweight because he's not going to get another shot unless Ben Henderson loses to Nate Diaz. So if he loses to Nate Diaz, not Nate Diaz. I'm sorry, Gilbert Melendez. He loses to him, then I can see Frankie Edgar going back down and challenging him. But at this point in time, I would probably want to. I think Frankie Edgar is thinking about dropping down one more class. I don't know if he can do it, but he may drop down one more class to challenge the champion there. Which, that might be interesting, but I really don't want to see the guy destroy his body trying to drop down until he actually wins a championship belt again. He's just an excellent fighter. He really is. Very tough, great heart. But I don't know if you guys heard that it's going to be Showtime. Anthony Pettis versus Jose Aldo in August. Can you believe that? That will be awesome. Kick versus kick. Kick versus kick. Now, we all know Jose Aldo has a great kick, but is his kick as good as Anthony Pettis? Anthony Pettis, Taekwondo, all these kicks and stuff like that. Or are we going to see a Jose Aldo that takes him down? Which Jose Aldo are we going to see? The Jiu-Jitsu guy or the Muay Thai stand-up guy? Which one going against Showtime? I would really love to see these guys do a quote-unquote kickboxing match because I love their kicks. I love seeing how they reinvent them and can pull off certain things at that high level. It's amazing. So once again, guys, as normal, help out my channel by commenting, rate, and subscribing. I will do a prediction video of the next UFC fight, which is it's Rousey versus some lady. It doesn't matter, I mean, they really just brought that girl in to really get armbarred. So what do you know? But anyway, as normal, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.